peace. It's the Tantalus one. And on this one, I'm just gonna be going in about China banning hip hop. Alright, so I got an article I'm reading out of the New York Times, or I mean, I'm sorry, not the New York Times, but Time Magazine, I guess. And it's labeled tasteless, vulgar, and obscene. China just banned hip hop culture and tattoos from television. Alright? So let me read through a little bit of this. I guess this is their culture, or how they emulating the Negroes over here. But nonetheless though, this is good. This is good for them because you know what? Before I get into it, let me just put this disclaimer. I love hip hop, but I don't like the hip hop. The hip hop I grew up listening to is no longer here. We had hip hop that empowered you, man. Or hip hop, we had conscious hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? It got away from conscious hip hop to bragging about how much more you got than the next person, and that made you more of a consumer because of that. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, that brought a lot of different paradigms into hip hop. Now, you know, you have a lot of these women movements going on, right? I want to see these women movements start attacking some of the hip hop artists for their vulgar, for their shit that they put inside their lyrics, okay? Because me myself, I don't want to hear nothing disrespectful towards women. Especially, I got daughters, but that never was something that really. That wasn't something I was never really interested in. Whether or not it was like, oh, you talking about these women. A lot of people brought that out was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. They was like one of the niggas who really was degrading women. And through the years, it just kind of like shifted through hip hop to where that became the thing of it. How many women you degrade. And that's good for China. Because China, even though China is one of these shithole countries that Donald Trump should have been talking about, just because China got an area where it got like a part where it got a lot of technology at, overall China's a shithole country. They destroyed China. But nonetheless though, these people got some type of moral compass because, you know, anybody who got any more morality should see that, yo, hip hop is not something no child should be listening to. And then once you get some type of knowledge yourself, just the regular hip hop song, listening to a nigga pop pills and talking about how many women he got and how many niggas he shoot. You gotta lower your conscience. You gotta lower yourself to listen to a lot of this stuff. And a lot of times I don't like to lower myself to listen. Once I got past something, I try not to deal with it. That's the reason why I download music so I can control what I hear. Because they never go on the radio, they play whatever. And another thing is, the radio should be ashamed of itself because the stuff that they play basically is pointed at young black people. Now that you see people starting to have some type of morality, they starting to say, well, hold up, man, listen to this shit that this guy is saying. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's just an ongoing thing. So let me get with this, all right? All right, so it says China has banned hip-hop culture and actors with tattoos from appearing on television. Okay? It say the country top media regulator, the state administrator of publication, radio, film, and television of the People's Republic of China, CEPREF, I guess that's how I pronounce. It say now specifically requires that programs should not feature actors with tattoos or display hip hop culture, subculture, non-mainstream culture, and descriptive culture, dissident culture. Sina, a Chinese news outlet, report that guy. I can't pronounce this guy's name, y'all. So forgive me. Chang Li. Alright, I guess I did pronounce it. It's a director of administrative publicity department outlined four don't rule on Friday. I don't know what the fuck that means. Alright, it say 4 don't rules on Friday. Sorry about that. It say absolutely don't use actors whose heart or morality are not aligned with the party and whose morality is not noble. Okay, say absolutely do not use actors who are tasteless, vulgar, and obscene. Absolutely do not use actors whose ideology level is low and have no class. They say absolutely do not use actors with strained scandals or problematic moral integrity. Now that shit right there is a real. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take that shit right there. Really, I'm gonna copy and paste this what he just said right here, and I'm gonna keep this, man, and I'm gonna use this because you gotta look at it, man. A lot of the hip hop that we got, we done lower our level of knowledge or our level of thinking for this classless shit, man. That's on the radio, man. We really did, man. And you have to, something like I said, man, I'm not gonna front. You listening to some of that shit like Future, some of his shit is catchy or whatever though, but he can change the lyrics up, man, or make the frequency of the song different, man, to where it can be something to where people can really get something off of it. But we know people ain't rolling like that, man. But this is stuff that have to be taught from the home. This has to be taught from the home. You gotta teach your children about, what's right and wrong. It's not right for no nigga to be talking about giving no people no pills or, it depends on what kind of home you coming from. But you got young kids who listen to this shit, man. Who these girls put this on the radio. I be saying it every morning. Every morning I see women riding around, blasting the music, listening to some hip hop with children in the car. And a lot of shit is not appropriate. So let's read this one more time. All right. So shout out to this guy, Gag Chang Li. He said, absolutely do not use actors whose heart or morality is not aligned with the party and whose morality is not noble. Absolutely do not use actors who are tasteless, vulgar, and obscene. Absolutely do not use actors whose ideology level is low and have no class. Absolutely do not use actors who strains, scandals, and problematic moral integrity. That's some deep shit, man. You understand? So that right there basically tells you why they banned it, man. Right there. I don't even need to read no more because we already know. We can already identify hip hop rap stars that promote a lot of that foul material, man. And a lot of that shit, like I said, man, people let their children listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, people let their children listen to it. So that's something that, people gotta change their moral compass or whatever. I'm not trying to say you gotta be colonized to the fullest, but you gotta have some type of morality. As you get older, you're supposed to get more responsible and you're supposed to, receive things a little differently than you received it when you was in your younger stages or whatever. So, shout out, that's good, man, because when is America ain't gonna never do it, because America, that's what they got their hands on. That's how they make money. There's so much money being made from the criminal, from criminalizing music and playing it over the air or whatever. That's the reason why. Why you think these kids on pills, man? These kids, that shit was spreaded among hip hop. That's the reason why all these drugs is popular. Let me check this. Let me read a little bit more of this. All right. So listen, when I get to these Chinese words, Chinese names, I apologize. I'm not trying to disrespect none of these Chinese people or to disrespect their names, but I cannot pronounce Chinese. Gotta work on it. But let's go. So Wang Hai, aka PG1, another well-known rapper, was forced to apologize earlier this month after one of his songs, Christmas Eve, was criticized for promoting drug culture and insulting women. Okay, now, look, that's what I'm trying to say. But you will see a motherfucker like Farrakhan and nigga Al Sharpton dancing to this shit, and nobody is pushing. Like, that's one thing, like, in the earlier, I guess, like, in the early 90s, man. Even though that, Tupac was coming with some shit though. Tupac was coming with some real shit, and a lot of people wasn't ready to hear that, man. A lot of the youth and a lot of the kids wasn't ready to hear that, and that kind of interjected a lot of, like, a lot of things that I seen a lot of kids transpire to them. You understand what I'm saying? That's why when it comes to a lot of this stuff that people put out there, man, you gotta make sure that the person listening to is worthy to receive it, man. Because you can't give a person something and then not, and they don't understand how to perceive it, or how to, use it in their everyday life. It can be constructive, or it could be, it could be something that can be constructive. But when it comes to this music, I hate it, I don't even listen to, up here in where I'm at, we got Hot 97. We got Hot 97, and then we got, I guess 105.1 or whatever. I don't listen to none of that because they play the same rotation, they play the same people over and over again, or whatever. I don't even listen to it, and I didn't listen to WBLS. I listened to so many old songs to the point that when I don't even want to listen to that. So most of the time, I listen to like talk radio or something like that in the morning. But unfortunately, my better half, sometimes, she's not in the mood to listen to that. So I find myself listening to maybe WBLS, and I have to lower my standard to listen to some bullshit. But I mean, that's a whole nother story though. But nonetheless though, alright, so let's keep it moving on. So rapper Maya Yakai, aka Vava, was cut from a variety show Happy Camp. It's according to the T-Cent News. Music and Triple H, an influenced underground rapper, has also been removed from major streaming sites. And a contestant on the show Superbrain, which is not hip hop related, even has hip hop. Even had his hip hop style necklace blurred out. So it's saying he blurred out. They trying to dead the whole culture now. You gotta understand something, man. The whole culture is not. The culture came from, definitely came from the ghetto and came from kids that was creative to put together the I'm trying to find a word to describe it, but think of it like this. Hip hop was started, okay, because you had kids in the inner city that was poor, that just started doing something, and it became like, all right, it became known. One people start rapping, then everybody like, all right, bet we're gonna start. Another person can start rapping, and then you start finding people with crews. Then Joker start making songs, and then they just went on and on and on and on and on to the point to where a European found out that he can promote it, and now we at where we at, and to the point to where they the ones who basically shift, or they the ones who control what's being heard. Because think of it like this: if China is saying that the music is immoral and insult women and promote drugs, then why the fuck are we still listening to it? Because most of us, the people out there, lower their standards to listen to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Half the time, like a lot of these beats, or a lot of the beats that they got, they done slowed the beats down to where anybody can rap now. Before, anybody couldn't rap. Everybody can't rap to every beat. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why a lot of these kids out here don't say they can't freestyle, because they not real lyricists. You know what I'm saying? You have real lyricists out there, people who can really not just talking about disrespecting nobody, but putting a bunch of words together to coordinate a verse or 16 bars, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just everything, there's a certain style of rap that you have to promote for it to be famous or for people to like it. You know what I'm saying? Eminem, one thing about Eminem, and I'm not a big Eminem fan, you know what I'm saying? I can count on my finger how many Eminem songs I like. And no, I do not consider Eminem ever in any lifetime to be one of the best rappers ever, or any of my top. Eminem ain't top 20, or he ain't on my top 20. He might not be top 25. Look, and like I said, man, like D Nice said, there's a million MCs on the planet Earth. I done heard a million different MCs, man. I done heard a million. Most of the black niggas who spit like Eminem, niggas think they corny. I'm not gonna front. Think of it. Most of the black people who spit like Eminem, people think they corny. You understand what I'm saying? Cause one of the Rise cats could spit like Eminem. You know what I'm saying? He could spit like Eminem. A lot of people who spit like Eminem, people think they corny. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Nas, a lot of rappers can, Jay-Z, every rapper who's a lyricist can spit like Eminem. But most of us reject Eminem, but because it's coming from a European, we look at it like, oh, that's dope or whatever though. But in reality, I done seen that so many times. You understand what I'm saying? That's like watching a dunk. You done seen, okay, I mean, the first person that did the dunk, you know what I'm saying? The second person that did it, you know what I'm saying, did it a little better. But sometimes it just dies after that, man. The person can't keep recreating the same movement or whatever. And that's how it is with hip-hop, man. A lot of hip-hop is basically, you know what I'm saying, been watered down. And then now, this shit that we got now is not even hip-hop. Because, you know what I'm saying, like Kendrick Lamar, a lot of people say, oh, well, Kendrick Lamar be singing and shit. That's singing. That's not rap. That's not rap. I done heard a couple songs he got. That's not rap. That's singing. That's singing. Drake, another singer. And before, when I was coming up, like it wasn't none of that shit. But I'm getting a little off topic because the topic of it is China banning hip hop, and the reason why they banned it was because it was immoral. It promote drug use and it promote the disrespect of women. All right, so I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then I'm gonna end this one. All right, so it say, Suprat is so trashy. They didn't want to give Chinese hip hop singers any chance of survival. We can't go back to ancient times, wrote one user on Weibo, Chinese equivalent of Twitter. It say, how can a government with such a high culture have such childish logic? It say, asked another. I mean, it's not such childish logic. It's basically they don't want their people to be affected by, you know what I'm saying, by that culture. And I'm telling you, hip hop culture is very ignorant, man. It's very ignorant. Very. I'm not gonna front. The shit is very ignorant. I think that's it for the article. I don't know. Every time I put the time in here, it always delayed for some reason though. But they go some of their hip hop artists, and they learned it. They emulating the kids over here or whatever though. But like I always like, that's why Nas is one of my favorite rappers, man, because I learned so much from him. You know what I'm saying? He done made songs like Young Girls Lost, and you know what I'm saying, he done put history in songs to where you can research that person and look it up, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, man, you know, nowadays you got jokers who promoting lean. Like I said, 3-6 Mafia is the jokers who promoted that. And you know what I'm saying? But you notice that they don't try to regulate none of these songs to stop them from disrespecting women. Like I said, you got this Me Too movement, but none of them saying anything about, because next what's going to come out is this, how women in music have to go through some of this stuff that the women in entertainment was going through. So the next thing, they're going to start bringing out a lot of women, and before you know it, they're going to start banning some of this music, or some of the way that these guys be talking about the disrespectful stuff that they do to women. They're gonna start regulating that shit. They're gonna have to start regulating, because from what I see, they trying to regulate everything. Oh, so they're gonna start regulating that, which that would be a good thing. Also, if you want to regulate something, have these jokers make different songs, make like 3 songs. You could sing that one song at a party as long as it's adults in that party, but none of this shit's supposed to be heard over the airways. You ain't supposed to be talking about popping no Percocets or whatever. And you wonder why they talk about the opioid epidemic or whatever, because they allow these rappers to talk about it. Nobody's talking about that though. How these rappers get a pass to talk about popping perks and doing all this stuff that they deem illegal. This is illegal to be promoting. You understand what I'm saying? This is illegal, but as long as they promote it over the airwaves and you hear it, then it's good. And that's what people don't understand. And You know, most white people, you know, some of them, you see some of them that try to live the lifestyle, but most of them, they can listen to the music and it don't make nothing of it. It's just a culture that somebody else lived, but the music is catchy, and that's it. And that's it. You understand what I'm saying? So pretty much, man, this, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to close this video out or whatever, but definitely, man, like a lot of this music is very immoral. Whatever your moral compass is, because some people will argue, well, you've been colonized, so what moral compass do you really have or whatever? But you still know you have some type of right from wrong that you was taught to by your elders or taught to by people, and you know what I'm saying, who raised you. You understand what I'm saying? You know that if you can't understand in your 30s or when you get older, you got children that have them listening to somebody talk about cooking up coke or how much crack they done sold to somebody or how many women they had throughout the week or whatever. You got to understand, like, that's the shit you want in your child head, and that's the stuff that make them act out or whatever. So look, man, comment, like, subscribe. You know, I've been kind of busy, man. I haven't been able to do a lot of research as far as the history or whatever, though. But I got a bunch of stuff, man. I gotta really do it. But you know, like I said, I just went back to school, so things just got a little bit more tougher for me. But nonetheless, though, I will keep putting out history. Will got plenty of articles that I need to format into video. So, with that being said, peace to everybody, man. It's a conscience, one piece.